Every time you write my praise, I do wanna say it's you my babe. I won't be too late.
Where am I?
Hidden Block Games,
Hidden Block Games. And what town is it?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
So can you tell me how you got to open this store?
Josh and I go back about 8 years now, almost 9. We used to work together at Best Buy in Raleigh, over by the mall. And we both worked in Geek Squad. We just did IT stuff, computer stuff. Got to kind of know each other a little bit for playing the same sorts of music and playing the same sorts of games.
Like what music?
A lot of pop punk, a lot of just punk rock stuff, emo stuff, post-emo stuff.
Who's your favorite?
Hot Mulligan,
What
number
about
one
you?
hot new band.
Hot Mulligan and the Wonder Years.
And what about the games? Like League of Legends or?
I dedicated about 3 years straight of my life playing League of Legends from like 2012 to
What
2015.
was your tier?
We don't have to worry about that. Like I
I was
got
terrible too.
I got my champion skin, I got my little gold skins, and then I dipped every season.
I've played maybe like 3 games of League total in my life. Just not the game for me. I can see why everybody loves it though. More Pokemon, Resident Evil, Zelda. Those have always been.
Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite series. So yeah.
Are they still producing the Resident Evil?
Yeah, we just had 4 remake this year, and then 9 is about to come out. Just a bunch of rumors of when it's going to be released. Not sure when though.
What is it like having your store that you love having fun with?
I love coming here every day. I love working with my friends. I think we have a fantastic team, so it's always a joy to be here.
Yeah, this place rules. It's very hard when you get to make your own schedule. You actually just don't stop working. But it's a lot of good work. We get to support. We have a lot of really good employees, and we get to support their livelihood, and the community supports us to let us do that, and that's the coolest part. Like playing with the games is cool, playing with Pokemon cards is awesome, but getting to do that and also survive and have a full team of people that can also survive off of us doing that is super cool. We have been doing this as a physical store for about 2 years now. And we were eBay, TCG Player, online StockX kind of stuff for maybe a year or two, 2020, 2021. And then 2022, we physically opened our first little 500 square foot location. And then a year after that, we moved over to where we are now, kind of tripled in size. And
So, what is your future success?
future success,
Let's go 5 or 10 years.
5-10 years. We split a lot of what we do between video games and trading cards. You're kind of seeing a little bit of both, and you can probably see a little bit of both back there. We don't have the space to do each one 100%, so we're kind of doing both at maybe 60-70% of what we could be. So I'm looking forward to in 5 years we should be in a much larger space where we can have a 100% the best card store that you've seen in town and 100% the best video game store you've seen in town in the same place without having to compromise. This exact Ninetales is a little bit special because it is a American only release, which there are very few. There's a ton of cool, unique products for Korean Pokemon Center and Japanese Pokemon Center. Usually the US just gets the exact same stuff, but they don't get as much. But that particular one is kind of a unique. That little foil pattern was only ever released in America. The kind of crazy all over firework pattern.
And if it just disappears out of the world, and you're the only person who knows about it.
If Pokemon disappears from the world and I'm the only one that knows about it, I'm going out of business, so that would be unfortunate. But Pokemon is an interesting juggernaut. We're talking about 30 years now, very close to 30 years of something that defined people's childhoods. These were the first video games people played. This was the first video game I ever bought for myself was Pokemon Crystal. And then these are the things that now we're hitting the age where we're having children and we're in our 30s and our kids we get to force it on them and they get to watch Pokemon. And Pokemon is uniquely cross-generational for that because for its entire existence, kids have always loved Pokemon, and then they've grown up into adults that love Pokemon, that have kids that love Pokemon, and it's very hard to imagine that stopping at any time soon because everybody has a different favorite Pokemon, and they attach very strongly to that.
So I have a copy of Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64.
Classic.
This is a classic. So for me, this game, it's probably my favorite game of all time. Like, I picked this game up time and time again. It's such a nostalgia trip for me. It's so much fun to play. I can never have enough of it, even though I know all the levels. I know how to get all the stars. And so whenever I see a copy of this, I'm just filled with that nostalgia, just like how, like, when people come into our store, like, they see that thing for that really is just like, oh man, I haven't seen that since I was 7 years old, or 6 or something. But yeah, this was like my first console that was like mine. This was like my first game that was mine whenever I was younger. So this has always just been.
If you guys
Yeah.
do this for a long time, this can be amusement park. Do you think you can do this for the next 30 years?
I do. I do actually.
And make it as a
It's-
corporate?
And make it as a corporate. I do. We're in a very awesome town with a very supportive community. We see the same people I can tell you the exact time of week that certain people will be in this store. John, Perez, we've got Lino, we've got the whole Pokemon crew, Javier, Mel, we've got the One Piece crew, Frank,
What type of
Vic.
people are they? Like,
They're just the people that make sure that they take time out of their week every single week to be in our store, to be playing games, to be buying our products, to just be hanging out and talking to us. And they're so consistent, and we've been seeing the same people for 2 years, and every week we get new regulars. Like, that's how you do it. You can't do it cycling new folks over and over again. There's only so many people in the world, and without repeat customers, we're not going anywhere, or we're not succeeding. So the community is what makes it happen. I buy things and I put price stickers on them and I hang them up, and it's up to actually having a community that cares about the stuff that we do and that cares about us being local and supporting the people that we hire. I'm trying to do basically everything completely different from what something like GameStop is doing, but there's a very small chain of 3 stores on the other side of the country in Seattle, Pink Gorilla. They run a game store because they like video games. Like, they run a game store. There are folks that open game stores because it's opportunistic, and there are folks that run game stores because it is what they really enjoy doing. So they started video games first, business owners second, and it shows just in the way that they take care of their games. They only put games out that are clean. They test all of their games that go out on the floor. They don't just shove them out.
thank you guys. Thank you for having me. And what is Raleigh for you?
Raleigh is a little bit of everything, and it's growing every day.
Raleigh, though has history, is changing a lot and building a lot of new foundation, and it's exciting to see how that is going.